Tonight, the I-Team sheds new light on a 13-year-old murder mystery. A female police officer found shot to death on duty.
Her death was ruled a suicide, but her family never believed that, and they never gave up fighting to find the truth. Now they're getting a new investigation amid allegations of a cover-up. I-Team reporter Kelly O'Hara here now with exclusive details. Kelly?
Steve, this case reaches from the coast to the capital city. The key questions: why would a police officer responding to a call suddenly shoot herself in the back of the head? The North Carolina coast is known for its beautiful beaches, and Bald Head Island is among the best. With million-dollar mansions, it's a remote summer playground for the rich and powerful. But in the fall of 1999, it was where Loy Buff's long nightmare began.
Mrs. Loy, there's been a problem on Bald Head, and Davina has been killed.
Davina Buff Jones was Loy's daughter, just starting a new career as a cop. And Loy says she had just recently stumbled upon a darker side of the island.
She was on to some drug activity on Bald Head near the lighthouse. And, of course, that's where she was killed.
Stand by, please.
Late the night of October 22nd, Davina headed out on patrol, investigating a stolen golf cart.
10-4, show me out with 3. Stand by, please.
She radioed in from the base of Old Baldy, the state's oldest lighthouse, that she encountered 3 people.
Stand by, please. Have you have a gun here on Bald Head Island, okay? You want to put down the gun?
Seconds later, her last words.
Come on, bring me this over and put down the gun.
Fellow officers rushed to Old Baldy and found the 33-year-old dead, shot in the back of the head. Her SUV door open, headlights still on.
They immediately said it was suicide.
Loy couldn't believe the official finding, especially after hearing the radio calls for himself.
The next thing I heard was her radio keyed up, advising a subject to put down the gun. There was no guns allowed on Bald Head Island.
But the DA ruled it a suicide based on autopsy results, and with backing from the State Bureau of Investigation in Raleigh, noting that the twice-divorced Buff Jones had recently filed a harassment complaint against another island employee, had recently been treated for depression, and had previously admitted to suicidal thoughts. Loy Buff never bought it.
I said, she didn't commit suicide.
Why do you think your daughter was murdered?
Because the autopsy showed where she was shot, right in the center of the back of her head, assassination style.
Since that night, Loy says he spent hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to clear his daughter's name, hiring his own private investigator and fighting the powers that be to get the ruling overturned at the highest levels. Why do you believe that there's a cover-up?
They didn't want the attention given to a police officer being murdered on their island, which would affect their real estate values.
Loy also blames DA Rex Gore for his handling of the investigation. It was Gore who refused to reopen the case, even after a state commission reviewed all the evidence in 2005 and ruled Davina's death a homicide in the line of duty and awarded her family $50,000. We caught up with the former DA.
The family's angry, that's why.
Sure, they've been angry for years.
What do you think about the investigation being reopened, and does it bother you that it's reopened? No. Do you think it's a negative reflection on your job you did in office?
I don't think it's a negative reflection on what my staff and I did during the investigation. And I'm a new set of eyes, a fresh set of eyes.
Why was it ruled a suicide? Was there that sufficient evidence? Because I know that other judge panels have said it wasn't.
At the time, certainly when we looked at the evidence that was there, it appeared to us, and we called it a suicide.
But he admitted there were public relation concerns, too.
We felt like we should call it like it was, so that, or like we saw it anyway, so that the folks on the island and other places wouldn't be worried.
Loy Buff says he doesn't care about public opinion. He cares about justice, long delayed for his little girl.
I will be somewhat gratified is that the information we come out with will show the corruptions. That's what I want to see.
Now, there may be relief in sight for Loy Buff. The current district attorney, John David, has reopened the case, citing public concern that his predecessor is guilty of a rush to judgment, not acting in an impartial and fair manner. Now, it's worth noting this time around he's not asking the SBI nor the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office to assist in this investigation.
The evidence in that case, Kelly, and especially that radio transmission is pretty incredible and seems to cast at least some bit of doubt on this suicide claim. Is there any other evidence that the DA has to consider?
Well, there's plenty, including that state commission's finding that it would have been highly unlikely for Jones to have shot herself in the back of the head, the exact trajectory of the wound, and there was no gunpowder residue on her hands either. Now, we have all of this evidence on our website, along with a whole lot more on abc11.com.
And we'll see what happens with that DA investigation. We're going to go follow it for us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly O'Hara.